spiritual. The band is very familiar.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good
Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Keller and Mr. Black and Mr. Mango, who you're going to meet very shortly, who fixed my piano today. It's such a great feeling to come in and be able to work with these guys and just have their support and their friendship, and I want to thank them. Thank you to the music boosters and our drama parents. They've been meeting, the drama parents have been doing a lot of work getting up ready for Sister Act. Hopefully you saw the posters back there. Usually this is flip-flopped with the musical, and we don't see you before the musical, so I'm glad we actually got to, make sure you guys know that that's coming up March 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Those of you that hadn't made it to any booster meetings or drama parent meetings, we do need a few more volunteers. If you are, willing to help out at all during the performances at the concession stand or the encore shop or the message table, we could use a few more folks to help out. There are sign-up sheets on the table out there in the lobby. We also have a lot of posters out there. We're hoping you guys can help us spread the town with all of our posters so that the community knows that we're, what we're doing here, and they show up. It's a really great show. We've got it all blocked and choreographed. Now we're just starting to run it, and it really is going to be a great show. I hope you come out and see all these kids. Raise your hand if you're in Sister Act. Desiree, raise your hand. All right, so we hope to see you then. Please, please, like I said, sign up, take posters, and help promote the show for our kids. Thank you so much. And thank you to Mrs. Bindis here for our change over here for our band.
Where'd you go?
you scoot, why don't everybody scoot to the right, and I'll take this one. Okay, everybody has a chair, everybody seated, everybody good? Yes. All right. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Here we go, SDCC1. Ready, 2 chords, all 7. 1, 2, first one. Listen again, listen again. One more time. Just clarinet, just clarinet. Okay, please. Good, good, good. Everybody on 1, 1, 2, 1, 8.
Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to our annual March concert. Like Mrs. Cipriani did say, a little bit different than it's been in the past because we have a later musical, and so we're getting this concert in. This is our dress rehearsal for a major thing that we have happening next week, and that is the OMEA Large Group Educated event. And basically, we prepare music, prepare 3 tunes, one of them being a march, which you're going to hear here in a second. Another being off of a list of required music, and then another tune that a director selects. And they play in front of judges. So next Friday night, at about 8:45, we're going to be out at Olmsted Falls High School in their gym, which they'll set up kind of like an auditorium area. They have bands on their stage and in their gym. And there will be like 3 judges sitting across the back of the room. Now we do have guest judges tonight. So if you walked in and you saw the desks in the back with lights on them, we're actually doing a dry run of this to run through it and have people give us some feedback. And next Friday will be the real deal. So we'll have those judges sitting across the back. They listen to the 3 tunes, they make comments, they give us a rating. And then as you can see in the program, we move from the main stage or the main area that we perform into another area, and we play something called sight reading, which I'll explain as the concert goes on this evening. I'm really proud of the change that has happened with this band over the last few months. They got this music before Christmas, and we've been working very hard over the last few months getting ready for this. And the difference, in the sound from getting done with marching band season, doing a Christmas concert in like less than a month, and then up to this point has been awesome. I'm so proud of them. They sound great, and we're looking forward to sharing some of this music with you tonight. The first tune we're going to play is a traditional march by Karl King. Karl King is actually an Ohio guy. He's from the Canton area, and he basically started his career playing the baritone, euphonium, in circus bands. And so when the Barnum and Bailey brothers came through town, if you can remember that, he was playing in the band and then took over and started arranging all these circus marches for Barnum and Bailey Circus. And he has written some of the greatest American marches, one of the great American march composers. It's like him, John Philip Sousa, and Henry Fillmore. You know, and so this guy has brought this to the table, and we're excited to start things off with a march by Karl King entitled Santiago. Before we do that, though, we have a special guest conductor. Over the last few weeks, we've had a student teacher, and primarily with Mr. Keller in the elementary school, but I get to see him a few times a day when he comes up and works with the 5th and 6th grade band, the high school band at the end of the day. He's been with me for the 7th and 8th grade band a few times, and he does a fantastic job. He's a student teacher from Cleveland State, and we're excited to have him, and he's going to conduct Santiago by Karl King. Please give a round of applause for our guest conductor, Mr. Sebastian Mango. Okay, sounded great. Let's have one more round of applause for Mr. Mango coming up here and conducting. Did a fantastic job. Okay, so before we move into the next tune, we've been rather busy. So I know Mrs. Cipriani mentioned all of the things that are kind of coming up with Sister Act, March 23rd, 24th, 25th. Make sure that you come out and see that show multiple times, and we do have signups in the lobby. We're looking for a few volunteers for some of the things that we traditionally have. We want to continue to have those things, and so it's important that we have some parent volunteers. Please sign up in the lobby. See one of our booster parents that's been out there if you have any questions, and I'm sure they could point you in the right direction. As far as what we have coming up and what we've done in the last few months, One of the main events for us is the OMEA, Ohio Music Education Association Solo Ensemble event. And that's where many of our students that are on stage right now put together an ensemble, multiple people, trios, quartets, quintets. Some put together solos as well, where they're all on their own, obviously, and they have to put that solo together with an accompanist. And these students, it's amazing. We work to get the music, hopefully before Thanksgiving, if not before Christmas, and they really do a lot of rehearsing individually, on their own, pulling together the entire ensemble. Sometimes there are multiple groups working, so I can't be in many places at once. So, we'll have a group that we have student leaders running the ensemble and running the rehearsal, and then they check in with the director. And there's just a ton of work that's going on, and it's one of the ultimate things to see kids really grow as musicians and just become more accountable and to show that passion for music. All of our Brooklyn students this year, which I'm going to recognize in a second, all of them received excellent or superior ratings at contests, which are the two highest ratings you can achieve. So I think that alone deserves a round of applause. So I'm going to actually have them stand and remain standing when I call their name. These are our solo ensemble participants for 2023. We were at North Ridgeville High School on February 11th, and they did an outstanding job. On the flute, she did an ensemble as well as a solo, Brandy Becky. On the B-flat clarinet solo, an E-flat clarinet solo, which is like a mini clarinet, as well as some ensembles as well, Sienna Jackson. Also on the clarinet in multiple ensembles, Savannah Coyle. Also on clarinet in multiple ensembles, Isabella Wittig. On the clarinet for an ensemble, Alan Hudson. Also on the clarinet for an ensemble, Jade Freed. On the bass clarinet, an ensemble, multiple ensembles, J.C. Dempsey. Playing the bass clarinet as well as soprano clarinet in an ensemble, and playing a bass clarinet solo, Katrina Gasper. On the trumpet, in a trumpet solo and ensemble piece, Carson Artem. Also on trumpet in an ensemble, Aaron Sharp. Rounding out the trumpet ensemble, James Kane. We also had a brass ensemble that featured on French horn, Alice Pham. In an ensemble on trombone, Florence Sokol. In an ensemble on the tuba, Danny Pham. As a snare drum soloist, Shariah Gales. And then we also had a vocalist on soprano vocalist, Desiree Gales. Let's have one more round of applause for these young musicians. They did an outstanding job. It's just an amazing day. I get to spend that day. My mother accompanies many of the soloists, and so it's really cool to spend the day with her and with my dad. We were there. I think that the first one was at like 8:30 in the morning at North Ridgeville. I think I got there about 7:15, 7:30. Mr. Black is there with us too. Mr. Keller came out and joined us in the late morning, and it was just an awesome day. And when you have that many students participating, you're moving all day. And I think we left after 5. But it was a great day. I was very happy to see our superintendent of schools, Dr. Claris. He came out and visited at Solo Ensemble and sat in on a few of the performances. And when I went to leave, I thanked the young lady that hosts it at North Ridgeville High School. And I mentioned that our superintendent showed up to watch some of these performances. And she says, we're hosting it, and I don't think our superintendent came. So I was very happy that Dr. Claris was able to come out. Give a round of applause for all the parent support and administrative support we had as well. Okay, so there is a list of required pieces that we as directors must select from. And this next tune is on that required list, and it's called Blue Ridge Reel. And it's inspired by the Blue Ridge Mountains. I thought it was kind of cool on a personal note. On a personal note, my brother actually lives like right by the Blue Ridge Mountains, and there are days when I'm on my way to work on 71 North, and I'm in traffic, or there's a jackknife semi, or snow all over the ground, and my brother will send me a picture. I know I'm not supposed to look at my phone in the car when I'm driving, but my brother will send me a picture, and he'll be like, just having my morning coffee. And the sun's coming up, and you can see the Blue Ridge Mountains, and there's his coffee sitting out on his patio in Virginia, and it's like 75 degrees. You know, and I'm always a little bit jealous of that because of all the wonderful weather we have up here. But this is based on the natural surroundings in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's in the form of an Irish reel where you hear many different melodies that are being repeated, and they're coming in and shared with different sections. You're going to hear some unique instruments. You're going to hear some spoons. You're going to hear the sounds of the washboard, and you're going to hear a few solos here and there as well. This is Blue Ridge Reel. Please enjoy.
Thank you.
That's fun. I love that piece, man. It's just, you can't help but groove, and you're tapping your foot. You hear that bluegrass. There's like a New Orleans thing going on. It has this Irish thing. It feels like you've heard it before, but you haven't. It's that kind of melody. When I end the day with this group, and we play that song last, I'm on the way home singing it in the car, you know. And I mean, it's just one of those types of things. It's just such a great song. As you can see in the program, we're kind of doing this out of order. Once we finish the 3 tunes that we've prepared, we go from our stage area into another room, usually like a band room or a chorus room at Olmsted Falls, you know, orchestra room or something like that. And there will be one judge in there, and they pass out music to all the students, which I've actually just done. That's why it took a few seconds to get back to the mic. And they have to look at this music for the first time. They've never seen it before. They've never played it before. They have to look at it for the first time. They get a little bit of time to look at it. I get a little bit of time to discuss it. We're not allowed to play or anything like that before we start it. You get about 8 minutes, and then they have to play the song as if they've been playing it for months. It's kind of a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy experience to be in there. I'm not going to say that it's lighthearted. You know, it is a little intense. And usually the judges that you have in the main room where we perform, they don't interact with us. But in the sight reading room, that judge does speak to the kids and kind of gets things going like a teacher would, and then talks to them as if, you know, like a band director. So we've been practicing this, and we're going to do one for you right now. So as I've been talking, our students have been looking at a piece of music that they haven't seen before, and they have to figure out and navigate their way through that music. And I'm going to talk to them a little bit about it, and then we're going to play it for you. Okay? So I'm going to take the mic over to the podium. Okay, so looking at the roadmap for the tune, it starts with a pickup note on beat 4. I'm actually literally going to count it off. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Boom, first group comes in, which should be low brass, low woodwinds. We're rolling along. That's the pickup. Take a look at the roadmap. We get to 5. You can see the sign at 5 because we're going to come back to 5. We roll on through. You can see that when we get to the 3-4 section, it's going to slow down. And then as we move through, we get to the hold right around 47, and then you can see it says DS Al Coda. You are then going to jump back to 5. Once you jump back to 5 on the repeat, everything is the same. Watch that pickup, you know, it happens a lot. And as you move through again, you're going to take, you see the little circle with the cross in it, 3 measures before 31, that means 2 coda. It might even say 2 coda in your music. Okay, you're then going to jump to the very bottom of your page, the last 7 measures. Okay, in the last 7 measures, there's this big timpani tuba thing. Beep, 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 beep. And you hold the last note. Okay, so let's go back to the top. When it starts with the low brass, low woodwinds. Ba, 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 ba. And then the clarinets and the saxes and the trumpets come in. Ba, 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 bee. And then the flutes and clarinets echo that same thing. Ba, 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 bee, beep, beep, bee. Big at the beginning. When we get to 5, mezzo forte. The main melody is being played by saxophone, trumpet, and the clarinets at measure 5. Drummers, we have a triangle thing going on, a crash cymbal thing going on, and a snare thing. The snare thing is all single beat pattern phrases 1999. Digga digga dot, digga dot 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 dot, digga digga dot, digga dot 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 dot. Over and over. Very repetitive. The bass line has that dotted quarter 8 thing. Doom, doom, doom. Has that occasionally, so watch for that. Okay, as we're moving along, we get to 15 in the music. Is it a 15? My eyes are bad. 13. When we get to 13, it goes down to mezzo piano. Flutes kind of come in with a nice melody. Trombone, you're going to duplicate that bass drum thing, that bom, 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 bee, bom, bom, bee. Okay, it gets big again at 21 with that same melody from the beginning. Bom, 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 bee, 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 but we're all playing it together. As we move through, it's going to slow down big time, 2 before 31, and low woodwinds, low brass. You guys are at 2 measures before 31. You have that big rest right on 1, and I'm slowing down there. So it's rest. Ba, 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 B, B, D, 31. When we get to 31, we're in 3/4. We're in 3/4 time. Suspended cymbal rolls all through there. Okay, so keep an eye on that. We have some nice crescendos, decrescendos. Watch your dotted half notes. The melody is being played in clarinet, alto sax, trumpet, and flute. I mean, the majority of the band is playing the melody. When we get to 41, big 8 notes, but watch beat 1. You have a quarter note, so it's rest. Ba, 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 B. Watch that. And then we immediately get really quiet right before 55. And we have a little crescendo, but then decrescendo back in and finish out the 3/4 section. Watch me. At the end of that, it's going to slow down. We end quiet. So right before 67, we get quiet. I'm going to give that hold, and I'm going to count you in on the pickup going into 67. So you're on that hold, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Ba, bum. Okay? You'll play all the way through to where it says go back to 5, and then very much the same way all the way through. When it says 2 coda, or that little sign for the coda, jump to the coda. At the end, just watch that movement. Alto sax 2 has some nice 8 notes in there. Second clarinet, bring those parts out. Second trumpet, you can see in the coda, no one else is moving but you. No one else is moving right at the top of the coda but those sections. And then, like I said, at the very end, boom, beep, beep, boo, dee, dee, da, done. Watch me for the cutoff. I'll be yelling all the measure numbers and all that kind of stuff, so just be ready. Okay? Here we go. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Beyond the Stars by Ed Huckabee. We're playing it for the first time in a live performance tonight. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ones are up. Pickup note. Drummers ready. And I thought that it would be neat for you to see the behind the scenes a little bit. You know, like some people would honestly think that we just put them in these outfits, give them instruments, and they sit on a stage and just play some music. And there's all this preparation and all these things that we need to be able to know together, which is really cool. It doesn't work unless they understand what I'm saying. You might not even understand what I'm saying, but it doesn't work if they don't. And so we have to speak this language together, which is awesome. I thought that deserves another round of applause, man. That was awesome. Okay, so a few thank yous before we dive into our last tune. And I'd like to thank our illustrious judges in the back of the room, Mrs. Nancy Sullivan. No relation. That's good. Mr. Donald Sullivan, my dad. And Mrs. Lydia Bindis is also back there as well. We have 3 judges tonight. I'd like to thank our Music Booster organization. They do an outstanding job behind the scenes. They're at everything. I mean, it's amazing to be able to get the help behind the scenes that we get from them. They've been instrumental, no pun intended, in making this work. As far as putting kids in uniforms, we had students that attend all these different things, send our band to competition. Like, none of that stuff is just happens without the support of a parent group that's fundraising for our students and giving back. We had some students that attended the Ohio State Honors Band this year. I mentioned them at Christmas time, and that bill is footed by our Music Booster organization. They do an outstanding job making this experience extra special for our students. It'd be sad to miss Sister Act at the end of March, because that's another one where there's just so many people involved. I think we need to give a round of applause to all our dedicated volunteers and our Music Booster officers. Now, some very cool things that we have on stage this evening. We have all new chairs. The district is one of the most supportive that I've ever experienced, man. It's been awesome. New carpeting in the auditorium. We got all new chairs, and we got brand new stands. Some of these stands that we had existed before I was born. And what are you gonna laugh at that for? No, I'm just kidding. No. But we got brand new stands in the last few weeks, and I know that the plan is to outfit everything and have that be brand new for the stands. It's just awesome to have that brand new stand sitting in front of you, put your music on that, and somebody cares out there and is making these things happen. It's awesome. We have one thing I've been wanting to get for years, and Chorale is playing it on the second tune, and that is the vibraphone. We got a vibraphone. District helped us purchase a vibraphone, and we appreciate that as well. A lot of this is, through our administration, through Dr. Claris, and then that trickles down into our high school administration, but we definitely got to give a shout out to Dr. Claris. Give him a shout out, Dr. Claris. He's an awesome guy. I know his son and daughter, his daughter has been involved with theater, been involved with the music program where they go to school, and he's just such a big supporter of the arts. I'd like to thank our high school administration, Mr. Brian Hare, I saw him here, Mr. Matt Larson. They've had a crazy busy day today with PSAT and SAT, and it's awesome to not just look at the principal as the boss, but as a friend, walking down the hall. How's things? You good? Everything good? He checks in on me regularly. I get to talk to him multiple times a day. He's not the type of guy that just locks himself away in his office. Him nor Mr. Larson do that. They're always out, always in the halls, always in the cafeteria. I would say that their offices are very rarely there. And I appreciate that, because that's the kind of person that I am. I'm constantly moving and constantly trying to get things done. So let's give a shout out to our high school administration, Mr. Larson, Mr. Hare. I'd like to thank Mrs. Cipriani. It's great to come to work with people that you get along with and that are friends. We've been doing this for a number of years. We're about to really get into it here at the end of March, working together, but I appreciate everything she does for our students. Give it up for Mrs. Cipriani. I'd like to thank Mr. Keller. It's awesome having him in the room. He's there every day at the end of the day. He's there 5th and 6th grade band. He does an awesome job. He's sitting right back here. I know that he won't peek his head out, but the lights are on, so you got to watch that, the reflection and all that kind of stuff. But he does an awesome job with kids, and he's a fantastic musician. Let's give a round of applause to our student teacher this year, Mr. Mango. And then, obviously, the guy that makes everything good look good online for us. He does an outstanding job. Sometimes he's like, let me show you what I did. And most of the time, I don't really understand what he's saying. But I know that it's fantastic, and he has spent a lot of time and work on it. And I sit there and I go, okay, I get it. Sometimes I don't know, but I appreciate everything he does from the bottom of my heart, because I know that we're one of those rare districts where you can see these kids on a Friday night performing the show they just performed. And he does an outstanding job streaming everything for not just this, but other events in the district, including board meetings and so on and so forth. But let's give it up for Mr. Robert Black. Okay, this next tune is the director's selection, and it starts off with a brass fanfare at the very beginning. Then that's echoed by the band. And then we go through all these little different development sections where you're going to hear all this rhythm and all this percussion, and everyone is basically acting as a drummer throughout this tune. Everyone is very percussive. And then we come back again at the end and revisit what you heard at the beginning with that fanfare. This is one of my favorite songs for concert band, Robert W. Smith's Encanto. Please enjoy. Encanto also features a number of soloists, and one of those that has a long stretch of solo in this piece is Brandy Becky on the flute. You're also going to hear McKenna Loddig on the alto saxophone. And then overall, it really does feature a ton of our percussion sections, so they're featured as well. Please enjoy Encanto. No relation to the film from Disney. And Carson Artem on the trumpet. That's fun. Hey, thank you so much for coming out this evening. Let's have one more round of applause for all of our student musicians, the choir, and the band. Did an outstanding job tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting our program. We will see you the next time. Please drive safely. Take care. Seniors, stick around. Let's get a picture.